Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
And if I got this one off and I'm sitting over there, pretty much. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8 o'clock a.m. Right on time. Come on, man. You guys know that by now. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We hope that you guys are doing we hope that all of you guys, rather, are doing good on this Friday. It is the third. Today's the third, right?
Today's the third, yes.
Today's
Yes.
the third. It's Friday the 3rd. It's -1 degree. It's very cold outside, but this is the weekend. You've made it. It's the end of the first week, and we're also in February now. We've got a great guest today. Our guest is Mr. Thomas Hartnett of Fox River Academy. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
All right.
I'm still warming up.
I see that.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah. I get the chills every now and then, right? Like every another minute or so, it kind of comes in and you get chilly. We're going to be talking about music and teaching today, amongst other things. This is your first time on a show, is that correct?
Yeah, this is my first time live on a podcast.
Bring it in a little bit. Bring it in. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
First time live on a podcast. Are you nervous?
I feel like I got a little bit of the jitters. I'm excited, honestly. I want to see where we take this.
You're in good hands, brother. You're in good hands. Josue Pais is here. Good morning to you, Josue. Jennifer Ryan Mayton is here. Good morning, Jennifer. And William Miller III. He says, good morning and happy Friday. Right back at you. First things first. What is the Fox River Academy? Where is it located? And what's your role there?
So the Fox River Academy is a music and an art school in Oswego. It's right downtown Oswego, and I'm one of the piano instructors there. So I teach some piano lessons, and I run our student rock ensemble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Student rock ensemble.
Yeah.
Now it's coming back to me. Yeah, you mentioned that on the phone when we were talking. Now that's coming back to me. Now it's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Student rock ensemble. Okay. And it's in Oswego. What's the address?
It's on Van Buren Street.
Okay. Well,
It's that's what I got right now.
Okay.
It's on Van Buren. I want to say 26, but
okay.
You'll find it.
We can look it
right
up. Right
downtown Oswego. It's on Van Buren Street.
We can look it up. Fox River Academy is the place, and you've got an event that's coming up March 12th at Java Plus.
Yes.
What's that about?
So on March 12th, we're going to be hosting what we're calling the Java Jams.
Okay. Java Jams. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. That had a really good ring to it. The owner, or one of the owners, Kelly Okanowski, she's the one who came up with that. But this event on March 12th, essentially what's going to happen is the Fox River Academy Student Rock Ensemble is going to play, a set starting at 1 o'clock, and then we're going to open it up as an open mic.
Okay.
Just for students and for anyone in the community who'd like to come out and play some music. We'll have the equipment there. We'll be going till 4 o'clock, so if you want to come play some music, please come.
Okay. So anyone who's skilled can come there and use the benefit of the equipment that you'll have there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, they have a piano.
Yes, they have a real piano in there, which is incredible.
Yeah. Haven't seen too many coffee shops with a piano, ladies and gentlemen, so we got that in Aurora.
Exactly.
Now, you play.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a piano player.
All right.
That's my main thing that I do. Love doing it. Been doing it since I was 6 years old.
Wow. Holy cow. Sing us a song in a piano. I know. You heard them all before, right?
That one doesn't get old. I mean, not yet, at least. Maybe one day I'll get jaded. But
so what are some of the other instruments that will be there for use?
So we'll have microphones and speakers set up. So you can bring, guitars.
Oh, you can bring your own.
Yeah,
okay, I see.
Yeah, I won't have any guitars or anything like that for use, but I'll have another keyboard set up there. We'll have a drum set. And yeah, that should cover it. I think,
Okay.
if you got anything else, you can bring it and we'll mic it up and get you in there.
Right.
So
Bring your kazoo.
exactly. Please. Yeah.
Yeah. Your spoons. Don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. So you've been playing piano since you were 6.
Yes.
What makes a good piano player? And are good piano players born or are they made?
Wow, man.
I was ready for you today,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
I was
All
ready
right.
for you.
Okay.
I was ready for you, Thomas.
Man, I think it's so many different factors. Because I think about just I was incredibly fortunate that I took to it when I did. My mom and dad, they kind of play. I have an uncle that plays, and it was kind of in the house, growing up. I had great teachers, and just I remember there was one day in 3rd grade, I came home from piano lessons, and finally I could play a song where the best part about the piano is you can play more than one note at a time.
Okay.
Because you got 10 fingers, you can press them all down.
Right.
So finally, I played a song where we're using chords, and it was in 3rd grade, and that's when I remember, like, man, this is what it's all about. This sounds like a full song,
Right.
just like that. So what makes a good piano player or a good musician? Man, it's
another way I think. What are the what's the timeless elements of playing the piano? I mean, I'm sure that never giving up has probably got to be one of them, but like, what's the range of perhaps skills that one would need that are kind of indispensable for doing it?
Okay. Well, for any musician, you want to be able to, it's sound, right?
Right.
So you want to be able to listen to sound and recreate it, be able to imitate it, and then just be able to translate whatever feeling you have into a sound.
Okay.
That's what I think, the beauty of any instrument is.
Was reading music difficult for you?
Was reading music difficult? Yes and no. Even like now, I don't really read a ton of music, like, generally.
Right.
I've had a couple things, like last night I played for an elementary school choir concert, and then I'm going to be accompanying the solo and ensemble competition over at Mattia Valley.
Okay.
So I've had to get back into reading music, but honestly nowadays I'd prefer not to. I prefer to just listen to the music and learn it that way.
Right.
And just like learn the words to a song or that kind of thing, because I think that's where you get to the real heart of it. Because it's sound first.
Right.
The music is only an aid. It's only a guide.
Interesting. Really. Right. Yeah. The music and what the sound is and what that's doing to you could be two different things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So what has technology done to music?
What has technology done to music?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's
a good one, right?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. I think it's been both good and bad. I mean, maybe not bad. I don't want to say good and bad.
Sure.
So
I think I know what you mean. There's some pros and cons.
Yeah, pros and cons.
Okay.
Exactly. So I think music at its core it's human expression, right? So sometimes technology can assist that, and sometimes it can get in the way. It can hinder that. I was listening to another great podcast, and it was an interview with a great bluegrass musician named Chris Thiele. Mm-hmm. He's a mandolin player. He plays with the Punch Brothers, Nickel Creek. And he was talking about how his son is obsessed with EDM music right now. Okay. And he's like...
electronic
dance music.
Right.
And he was talking about how those computer-generated beats they create a feeling, like a movement feeling. And it's fun, and it's different, and it's engaging, but it doesn't feel human. It's a different type of an energy.
It's probably because we know that it was created by technology as opposed to the human who did it, maybe.
It's perfect,
right? Right.
Because it's a computer that's creating it. The time and the rhythm. It's not a human, because a human's going to have ebbs and flows to their beat. They can't.
And some good music has been made from mistakes. We've right. There's been an off riff on many a song.
Oh
right?
yeah.
But we're all ready for it. I'm an Ozzy and a Black Sabbath fan.
Okay.
Huge Ozzy Black Sabbath guy. And due to Ozzy's life, Mr. Crowley is sung way different on many many different times, but I do think that those flaws are in there, and I've always had an affinity for the music making process and like the musicians as well. Do you have a favorite pianist, or is there one that that you've tried to emulate and you like the most?
Yeah. So recently I've been into jazz. So
Okay.
I went. Man, this is a long backstory for your answer. What's your favorite pianist, right? Okay. So back when I was I went to NIU.
These are the things that make a great guess and what we're talking about too, because I know you're passionate about what you do.
Yeah. I thank you. Really. So I'll backtrack just a little bit to kind of get into this. So I went to NIU and I got a music ed and jazz degree.
Okay.
And I was studying jazz at the time, but I was like, I liked it, but I didn't love it yet.
Right.
And then I graduated, didn't know what I was doing, and then I had this really awesome opportunity. I went out to Wyoming and got a master's in jazz piano. And while I was out there, I actually learned how the music was created and the process and like how to practice it and what it all means. And now I feel like I have this excitement and this deep appreciation because when you're listening to people play jazz music, again, it's that pure human expression. You hear like the creativity in the moment.
Right.
So that being said, I'm into jazz now. You know? So my favorites are Ahmad Jamal.
Oh, I know Ahmad Jamal. Yep.
Yeah, he's so tasty, groovy. He's got nothing to prove, man. Listen to the record Live at the Pershing. If you don't like
Live at the Pershing.
Okay. Yes.
Writing that down.
It is so tasty. Ahmad Jamal, Live at the Pershing. It's these jazz songs. They're all like 3 or 4 minutes, except for one, Point Siena. That's the one a lot of people might know.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ahmad Jamal, and then Benny Green. He's my other favorite piano player. He's just swinging and grooving.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that has become your favorite genre.
Yeah.
Okay.
To play. I still love a lot of other things too.
Right.
But yeah, just that's always my go-to.
So at the Fox River Academy, what are the hours there, and or what's your schedule of being there and teaching?
So this semester at the Fox River Academy, I'm only there Mondays and Tuesdays.
Okay.
I've kind of taken a little bit of a step back from that role because I also started another teaching job. I'm in the public schools. I'm up in U46 in Carroll Stream and Streamwood.
All right.
I started an elementary school music job, and that's taking up a lot of my heart and soul. So I had to back off a little bit.
Do your thing.
I mean, with those kids, man, a full class of kids, it's a lot different than teaching a piano lesson.
Right.
It's been tough, but it's been really cool.
What's the new crop of youngsters like today? Are you meeting people? Are you meeting young kids who have even a base knowledge or appreciation for instruments, or are they just there because mom said I got to do something? What's that like?
So I'll talk a little bit about my school job, my elementary school job right now, because it's a public school. So essentially, all the kids are required to go to music class. They get one music class a week for 40 minutes there. That's how it works in that district.
One class a week for 40 minutes?
For 40 minutes, yeah. It's like,
right?
I could more consistently. Would be nice, but that's what we're working with. So anyway, yesterday, I have this system in my class where if they're adhering to the class rules, following my directions, listening while I'm trying to talk, and being awesome, they get a point. And once they get up to 6 points, I use donuts. Like they can earn a donut is what I call it. That's,
I like your class, bro.
That's motivating, So
is.
once they get up to 6 donuts, they get like a reward day or an awesome day, So I've been given every single class 2 options. They can either have a movie day where we just chill out. Usually I'll put on those Pixar shorts.
Oh yeah.
With like the birds or or Cocomelon, or no, not Cocomelon, Lava.
Lava. Okay. Yeah.
That kind of a thing. And then we'll just sit and just watch, and maybe I'll bring in some snacks or something. Or I've given the option of like an instrument petting zoo. Is what I call it.
Instrument petting zoo.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I just put out all the instruments that we got in the classroom and just kind of let the kids go around. And finally, yesterday, one of my classes picked the instrument petting zoo over the movie day, because most classes are like, oh, movie day,
Right.
I just want to chill. And,
Yeah, I don't have to do anything. Yeah.
But this class, they decided to pick the instrument day, and it was so fun. Like, I just had out the xylophones in one corner. I had all these little percussion instruments. Then I had some kids on the piano, a cajon, and they were just bouncing around, And then, like, I saw this one girl. She's like, can I have a piece of paper? I want to write down the notes so I can teach David the notes to Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I'm like,
All right. Yes.
yeah, please. So it was like, oh, okay, so
Absolutely.
it's still there. They love it, Just got to figure out how to tap into it.
Yeah. Right. How to once you see that little flame, put a log on it. Yeah. Make that fire grow. The time is 8:15 a.m. Good morning to all of you fantastic people out there. We're here with Mr. Thomas Hartnett of the Fox River Academy. Gabriel, if you'd be so kind, young man, take me to a brief commercial. As I mentioned, got a couple of those quick news items to deliver to these fantastic listeners out there. Good morning to all of you people. Let's see who we got here. Oh, look who it is. Aisha Saxon is here. Good morning, Aisha. Janine Ariola. Raquel Orta, she's here. Good morning, Aurora. Buenos dias, Curtis. Have a nice, thank you. Well, thank you very much, Raquel. Aisha Saxon, Saul Olivas, and Karina Suarez Darden. Good to see all of you people. And Linda Andrew says, good morning, America. Well, they try, right? Big shoes to fill, but they do the very best they can. Good to see you. All right. So here's something new that's taking place today, and I'm actually proud to detail this to you because one of the gentlemen involved in this is a very dear friend of our show. So from today until March 18th, Donnell Collins, Mr. Perry Slade, and Dr. Charles Smith will be having a great presentation for this first Friday. 6 to 9 p.m. will be the opening reception. And next month on the 3rd, 6 to 9 p.m. will be a live R&B band and melodic. And Saturday, the 18th, from 2 to 4 p.m. will be an artist discussion with these three gentlemen. This is brought to us by Aurora Public Art and the City of Aurora. It will take place in the 3rd floor gallery of 20 East Downer Place. That is the David L. Pierce Museum right across the street from us. Regular gallery hours are Wednesday through Friday, 12 to 4 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Events and gallery admission are free and open to the public. Scratch it up real quick. Now, you can see the work of all three of these fantastic gentlemen in there a lot because some of their photography works are in the gift shop, for example. So you could take a piece of great collectible Aurora art home with you and impress all of your friends. So I want to shout out the David L. Pierce Museum because when I was on the Aurora Public Art Commission, it was a great place for us to meet, talk, and work together. Okay. Next is I'll give you a little bit of the lineup of events for downtown Aurora coming up this year. March 1st, Fridays, will present the theme Women in the Front. That is to pay homage to women who stand up, take charge, and inspire us. In May, the Food Truck Festival returns to Benton Street. Food Truck Court opens in June at Water Street Square with a handful of food vendors across from City Hall. And April 1st is Egg Hunt on the Island. Downtown fills up with Easter and spring activities at several participating businesses. The event will run from 1 to 3 and also feature Bunny at the Gazebo. That's right. So you can go there with your family and you can take a picture with the world's coolest Easter bunny. He's a friend of ours. We know him intimately. The time is 8:18 a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. And our guest today is Mr. Thomas Hartnett of Fox River Academy. All right. So the event's going to be March 12th, Java Jams. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be ongoing?
Yeah, the plan right now, we were thinking every 2 months.
Every 2 months. Okay.
Yeah, every 2 months. We don't have an exact date beyond March 12th yet, but,
right.
Get that rolling.
Okay. Now, you do the being a teacher in a school district and then doing the Fox River Academy. What's your work-life balance like?
Right now, it's getting better.
Okay.
Last year, I was also trying to do that, teaching in the schools and then teaching after school and still trying to perform and everything on the side. But it's getting better, honestly. I'm dialing it in like everybody.
Right. What's the biggest impact the pandemic had on your activities in life and the things that you're doing?
So the pandemic hit while I was in Wyoming doing my master's.
Okay.
So that was kind of a bummer because I couldn't be as, active in the community at the school I was at. But also I was in Wyoming, so I could just go live in the mountains and just, like hike around and
wasn't really affecting.
Yeah, that part was all right, man. But a really awesome thing that came out of it was I got into recording music, which I think is, if you want to, if you want to be an accomplished musician, you got to record yourself and other people, like, because trying to create a piece of art and then listening back to it, like, that is where you grow the most.
Facts. That's true.
So, yeah, I learned how to put, those like multicam videos where there's like, 5 of my faces on the screen and like that kind of a thing. Because I also play for a church in Oswego.
Okay.
And during the pandemic, even while I was in Wyoming, they were like, hey, could you make us some videos for the online service? So that's where I learned to do that.
Okay. Nice. You went to, this has stuck with me, but I do think it is pertinent. Mm-hmm. You went to Wyoming to learn jazz?
Yep.
Couldn't go to like Harlem or something?
No, it turns out Wyoming, that's the place, man.
Right. Hey.
Nah,
what was that experience like? You told us about living there and being at school, but like learning jazz in Wyoming.
It was awesome, honestly. And the main reason is because my teacher there, his name's Ben Markley. He's an incredible piano player and person.
Okay.
Essentially what he did was he helped wake me up. Because at NIU, I wasn't really like putting in the time, because that's the only way you can really get better. Is you got.
Why weren't you putting in the time?
I didn't realize how important it was. I didn't realize how dire it was. I'm young. I have the time to actually put in the time to developing this craft. And I think, like, honestly, throughout high school, throughout my undergrad degree, no one was really harsh. They weren't like telling me the harsh reality of like, man, you got to grow up and do this work.
Right.
So he had the first week of school. I came in and I was unprepared for a lesson. He asked me to play one thing and I was like, I kind of got through it. And he's like, all right, that's fine. And he asked me to play the next thing. I'm like, I didn't get to that this week. And he's like, oh, okay. So what were you doing? And I'm like, he's like, no, walk me through what you did this week. And I was like, oh. And he's like, man, like, you've got all this time to actually, like, what are you doing? Why are you even here?
Right.
And I woke up, and then I started putting the time, and now I can start to feel the fruits of, that. Now I feel like I can actually play.
Is that motivating to know what you know now about the benefit of the time and the energy? Yeah.
I wish I knew it sooner, you know, so I hope to give that to somebody else. I think part of the problem was I didn't exactly know how to practice, especially something like jazz music, because it's ambiguous. It's a skill.
Right.
It's not like just learn this piece.
Right.
It's practice how to play in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a hard thing to practice, and I needed more step by step, I think guidance on that. But then also just like the wake up and do it,
The reason why I asked about the meeting kids if they're ready or a novice or what have you is that on the one hand, I've always had a great affinity for musicians.
Mm-hmm.
I see the talent and the skill behind it. It's not when you see Slash shredding on the guitar, you don't just pick it up and do that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was young, my mom wanted me to do something, right? So you got to go play an instrument, but what I didn't realize, like, all the kids took all the good instruments. I was late, so I got stuck with the tuba. And it was real big and it was real heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But I've, since growing up, I've seen many a marching band and many a parade.
Mm-hmm.
And the tuba, they're getting down on the tuba. It is an integral piece of what you're... And I've always thought, like, man, had I had you just said it, the right kind of teacher or motivator,
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps if I had been more dedicated to that craft, I could have made something of being is it a tubist? Is that a tubist?
Tubist. Yeah,
that'll work for right
sure,
now. Yeah, a tubist.
Exactly.
So that's why I asked that question, because I really do believe that if kids may not know about it, they don't necessarily have to love it, but just even that small amount of curiosity can grow into something good.
Well, do you remember having any fun when you were playing the tuba? I mean,
No.
no, not even a little bit.
Here's the thing about the tuba.
Uh-huh.
I've been real skinny my whole life. It was real heavy, and I had to push it through like snow to get home with it and carry it home. Like, it was just, and I didn't live in the best neighborhood, so like I was what's in the box? And you open up, it's a tuba. They don't know what it is, so they don't want it. It was really tough. I do remember it was really tough, like getting my lips and my blowing and the flutes or whatever they are.
Valves.
The valves, yeah. See, that's why we got you here. It was really hard to really get to that, but this was when I was in like fourth or fifth grade. So
Okay, yeah, I mean the tubas, it's a lot.
it is.
Usually we start.
It was overwhelming as a young man. It really was.
They didn't start you on the baritone or the euphonium.
Nope.
That's usually what they do, because it's a little baby tuba
Okay.
essentially. But man, did you ever hear like an awesome tuba player? Like,
Strangely enough, I have, because I grew
Okay.
up in a house of music. I grew up, my parents, I've heard tubists a lot. I've since grown up and seen like some of these bands that I like, and like, oh wow, these guys play the tuba. Prince played the tuba. So
Really?
yeah, he played a lot of instruments.
okay,
Yeah.
tuba too.
So I don't know if, I was able to discern anybody who was playing at that time, but yeah, there have been some great role models since that I've seen who've played. But the purpose of me asking that was to let it be known to all of our listeners that if you have a young person who is interested in music in any stretch and bettering themselves, Fox River Academy.
Yes.
And what's the number?
It is 551-4321. Oh, 630-551-4321. But yeah, pretty easy to remember, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Gabriel, if you could, please, one more quick commercial. The time is 8:26 a.m. Josue Pais says he played 12 instruments. Nice. Shout out to Prince. Rest in peace. Susan Masio is here. Ann Hartnett is here. Alvin Soto is here, too. Hey. Michael Rayford, can you mention the coat drive at Java Plus tomorrow? Mike, I don't think I saved that in my phone. I'll get the email open for you. David Cannon, Victoria Hyla Maldonado, and Wendy Connell is here as well. Good morning to all of you great people. Shayla Day, Julie Goodwick. A lot of folks in the chat. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I will find that piece of information. Michael Rayford is a dear friend of ours. He sent us some really good information on a coat drive happening at Java Plus. Mike, if you can, man, send it to me again real quick, or text it to me, brother, and I will make sure that I mention it here on the show. But besides that, our friends of the Neighbor Project have partnered up with Everlasting Word Church for sponsored empowerment series. These are virtual workshops culminating in a community expo, which will be on the 25th of this month. All of these events are sponsored by BMO Harris and Citibank. They begin at 6:30. Last night's was Understanding Money. February 9th will be Getting Your Credit Swagger. And February 16th will be Roadmap to Home Ownership. You must register for all of these virtual events. You can go to the Neighbor Projects page on Facebook. You can also follow them on Instagram and learn more about what they do and who they are. The Community Expo, which will be on the 25th of February, will be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's a Black History celebration. It will take place at the Prisco Community Center, 150 West Illinois Avenue, right across from that new place, El Capitan, that they're building. Got like a new seafood restaurant coming, something like that. It was where the Pizza Hut was. You know Aurora? No.
Kinda.
Okay.
I mean,
well, on Lake Street in Illinois, there was a Pizza Hut right there. They changed the color of the building, and they got the sign that says El Capitan now. But when I look, I'm just like, I still see Pizza Hut. I'm like, I don't know.
yeah.
I'm kind of skeptical. Like, I don't know.
I miss the Pizza Hut.
You do?
Oh yeah, those are good ones. But hey, I mean, seafood is actually really good. I like it.
So for more information for the Black Wealth Empowerment series or Getting to Know Neighbor Project, you can call 331-300-3566. That number again is 331-300-3566. Okay, and after school program, Learn, Explore, and Create at Risk Mentoring, ARM, the Community Center of Hometown. The address is 1002 Four Seasons Boulevard, right by Java Plus, actually, right up the, you go out, take a left. What do they offer? Homework help, improved grade and test scores, tutoring of math and reading, academic enrichment, intentional life skills, and mentoring. Monday through Thursday, 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Grades 1st through 8th. There is a QR code embedded on this flyer, of which I just got the virtual version last night, kind of late. So I'll make sure I post that for you guys so you can scan it on your own and at your own discretion. The time is 8:30 a.m. All right. So where were you born and raised?
I was born in Cicero and then moved to Oswego when I was 5 years old.
Cicero, Illinois. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. And then went to NIU, then Wyoming, and here in Oswego.
Now we're back here.
Exactly.
Right.
Been around the world and in your travels and still being a young man, what have you come to learn and gather? You know, what have you really experienced that you could tell or put forward to others from what you've been through?
Man, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, just figure out what you're gonna offer to other people, I guess.
Okay.
You know? How are you gonna serve the people that you're around? You know,
is music and teaching music your calling?
Yeah, some shape or form. You know, I don't know exactly what that is, but yeah, it's gonna be teaching and playing music to some degree.
Okay,
some kind of balance.
Are there any plans to scale up the program or the Fox River Academy? Could we ever come there and take a tour of it?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of grand pianos and stuff in there. We've got a lot of great teachers, got guitar instructors, drum instructor, voice instructors. Yeah, that's what's going on over there.
And do you teach? Is it just for young people?
No, it's for everybody.
Okay.
So it literally any age. I mean, the youngest student I teach is 4 years old, that's pretty young.
Holy cow!
Maybe we go younger. I don't know. I mean,
wow,
it's kind of interesting. But then there's also I think there's a couple older folks too that take lessons.
Right.
So
I have thanks, man.
Uh-huh.
I have kind of toyed with the idea of taking guitar lessons. I like the guitar.
Yeah,
I do. I like the guitar. Man,
better than the tuba, right?
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. But a friend tried to show me the guitar, and it was kind of it was really difficult. It was way more difficult than I thought as a novice. You know, I didn't think it was going to be particularly easy, but it was obviously when I picked it up and started trying to play the key of G. I was like, yeah, if you do this when you're 8 and stick with it, like you'll get it. It's really hard for the hands and the fingers and everything like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just how our brains work, right? You know, it gets harder to learn new things as you get older, but it's definitely not impossible.
Right.
I've been trying to convince my parents to take lessons. I'm like, man, because they kind of tinker around on the piano, and they play the same songs and they have fun with it. I'm like, man, you could keep going. Like you can do it.
Right. When you get it down, I know it has to be very rewarding. I know doesn't it feel good when you can play the whole song through, right? Like,
oh yeah. The first time you can do that, man, that's a feeling of satisfaction. Like, just, wow, I can make this beautiful thing happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I may sign myself up for either guitar or piano lessons, man. I would really like to. It's been on my mind for quite some time now, so I think I'd really like to do that and try that. Nowadays, we live in let me package this the way I wrote it. Nowadays, we live in an era where, kind of like we talked about with the technology, okay, people can make a beat and put it together. Rhythm is kind of in the soul, but they can get away with apps and things like that to create sound. Are you able to discern what's what's human and what's not, like what's man-made and what's not? I mean, because if there's no, you said that something could be created that sounds perfect. Well, if the person played it perfect as well with no mess ups, are you able to detect that? Could you?
I mean, it would depend, man. I mean, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because the way like a computer thing works, it's like it's a grid, right? So it's like a time that's perfectly evenly spaced out, and our computer programs can now even create like human like variations in it.
What do you mean? What's
like slight? So if like your beat is like a grid, like perfectly evenly spaced. That's how they visualize it, like on like FL Studio or GarageBand. You can see the grid going by.
okay?
And then it's perfectly in line with the grid. Whereas like a human, you might pull a beat like a millisecond early, millisecond late. The really great musicians can. That's how you create the feeling. Is like it's a milliseconds of like being a little bit late or early, and it's like a controlled sloppiness almost. I want to say not really.
Okay.
It's precise, but it's also not.
Right. I think this really only applies to, well, maybe not only applies, but I think you listen to a lot of jazz.
Yeah.
So I think that you have that ear for like that soul. Is that what's called soul? That thing they got a name for that, right? That's soul.
Yeah.
Where you're playing it a little bit and it like B.B. King. And what he does on a guitar, and even with his singing. He's not speaking the King's English when he speaks, but everybody understands it.
Yeah, he just says it, man.
Yeah.
and you get it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Right.
It's not dressed up or anything, man. It's just like, this is what I do. It's,
Right. Exactly. And it's like, I got the blues. What are the blues? Well, everybody has them.
And you can't exactly put it into words. That's why we have it. That's why we have music.
Right.
It's just a statement of emotion.
I think you mentioned that right now the teaching that you do for the school district was that only 1 week? Was that it? It was a couple hours a week was the schedule for that?
So in the school district, I teach Monday through Thursday.
Okay, Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any bandwidth to increase that, to do more of that with the school district? Or are you pretty much split between Fox River Academy and the teaching at the district?
So all school districts need more teachers. So if I wanted to, I'm sure I could. But right now I'm trying to figure out where I'm called to be, like where my work is. Because I want to play music, like that was kind of after I got my master's, I was like, I finally felt like I can play music now well, and I can speak to people with that. But is that what I really should be doing? Is that how I'm actually going to serve other people, the best that I can?
You haven't found it yet?
I mean, not the exact balance or like the exact place I should be.
Okay.
So I'm still looking around,
Okay.
for that kind of thing, for sure.
All right.
So,
what is the church that you play at?
the church I play at is the Good Shepherd. Church of the Good Shepherd, right downtown Oswego.
Church of the Good Shepherd in downtown Oswego. Okay. All right. Good to know. So you're well versed in the community, sir.
And I play at a couple other ones. I play at Rejoice Lutheran Church in Geneva and St. Patrick's in Yorkville, but those are more part-time. I'm full-time, more at the Church of the Good Shepherd.
Is that your church home?
Yeah, I mean, I started playing there when I was in like in 8th grade. That was my first ever paid job, playing piano.
Really?
Yeah. Pastor Phil Sheets he'd throw me a $20 bill out of his wallet when I was in 8th grade.
Nice.
And I would go in and play, and it was super fun. It was my first chance really getting to play with a band and do a little improvising and leading and that kind of a thing. So,
what does it take to do that? Especially as a young man.
Well, okay, so it was with a band.
Okay.
So I was the piano player, and I would just have to come up with my piano parts to support the singers and lead the congregation.
Right.
And then every now and then they give me a little spotlight solo. I'd get to rip something and hopefully, I don't know. At that point, I wasn't really thinking like, I want like to move the spirit through people or whatever. I was just thinking, man, I want to play something cool. But now I see like, you can channel something deeper than yourself to speak to people.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. There's a lot of music and a lot of songs like that that do it, that really speak to your soul. Hugh Maskella, Grazing in the Grass, does it for me.
Okay, I gotta hear that. You gotta send me that when we're done.
I'll send you that. Yeah. There's a lot of Ray Charles that does that for me.
What ones?
Let's see. Drown in My Own Tears does it for me. Busted does it for me. There's a lot. Especially his mid 60s, early 70s was a really good period of Ray Charles. And then there's a lot of other obscure jazz musicians and Orchestra Harlow. There's so many. There's so many people who just have that one song, and you're like, wow. Even out of their whole catalog of everything else they may be known for, that one song is like, you know what? To me, that's their best song. That really speaks to me. Do you have any songs like that or artists
where this speaks to your soul?
Mm-hmm.
You just listen to it. Yeah, I do. One that I always come back to is actually it's "Colder Weather" by the Zac Brown Band.
Colder Weather.
Colder Weather. Yeah, that one always gets me. I Can't Make You Love Me, Bonnie Raitt. Those are two that like I just think it captures the human emotion. And then man, I had this weird thing happen last night. My friend called me. Their friend had a friend pass away, and they wanted to record a song for their funeral. And he said, "Tom, can you record a piano part so she can sing along to it?" Because they didn't have one in the key, they couldn't find it. And it was "The Dance" by Garth Brooks. Mm-hmm. I'd never heard that song, but man, the lyrics. What was it? I could have missed the pain, but then I'd have missed the dance. Like that, I had never heard the song. I literally just learned it last night. I'm sure a lot of people are like, "You never heard that song?" But
right.
I could have missed the pain, but then I've missed the dance. It's like, man, that's beautiful.
It's very, very strong and poignant, especially for that.
Mm-hmm.
As I told you, my dad just passed, and like, man, I have to say, like, all of the music that he listened to now, it's like, I've been having a tough time getting back into a lot of music.
I believe it, man.
Like I can't even hear it anymore. I'm just not ready to hear it yet. But a lot of the lyrics too now are far stronger. Like I understand it, or I think like I understand why he was listening to it. Because he dealt with a lot of loss in his life. So now some of that stuff that I listen to, that he used to listen to, it's kind of tough now. Like as soon as it comes on, I gotta change it. Like I gotta get through work and what I'm doing.
But isn't that beautiful, man? Like
it is. It is.
It's hard, but
it is.
But like to have that,
No, it is. It is.
It's a gift too.
It is because it's indicative of the time and everything too. It's indicative of like that's being passed on. I got it in here. He had it in here. I got it in here. My son listens to it now. So it is. It's a matter of finding the beauty in dark spots or bad places. And really, only music can help do that. Only music can really help do that. Kind of get you through that moment. Music is really good for that. So I am thankful. Even though it is tough, there is the proverbial bright spot out of all of it. And I'm going through that bright spot too. It does come and go. Gabriel, do me a favor, young man. Nicole Asher's here. Good morning. Dance Fuse Studio Aurora. Good morning to you. That's where soul comes from. That feeling, you pass it to your son. Thank you very much, Tracy Duran. How y'all doing? Yeah. Did you take us to a commercial, Gabriel? I'm going to deliver one more quick piece of news. The mentoring program news that I need to deliver, and then we are going to have you. We're going to finish our conversation with you, and then you will be delivering the message of the day for us. You, as our guest on this show, Tom, you will set the tone for the entire weekend.
Okay.
For us and our listeners. This is Black History Month, ladies and gentlemen. The Triumph Mentoring Program has a great number of events. Triumph is hosted at Waubonsee Community College. Brett Putton, who many of you have come to know locally here on the show, he's become famous. He gets the discount in Treadwell. Now, all of a sudden, they've taken $2 off his coffee. You know, it pays to rock with Good Morning Aurora. Anyway, Brett is our mentor or our mentee of the Triumph Mentoring Program. They're doing great things for young men. Tuesday, February 7th is the Wellness Drive that they'll be having. All these are taking place at the Sugar Grove location. Wednesday, February 8th is the Money Matters event. Tuesday, February 14th is the Engagement Fair. And that's for me, actually. So, yeah, no, my bad. Scratch it up. Thursday, February 16th is the USHLE Conference, the United States Hispanic Leadership Institute Conference. We'll be confirming for that. And then there's another luncheon meeting that we have. If you are interested in becoming a mentor, you can reach out to Yasmin Montenegro at wabonzi.edu. She's a dear friend. And again, great things are happening in there. And then I've also got to tell you guys about hang on now, I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't tell you about the Career Accelerator Grant.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
Check this out. Elevate your skills and accelerate your career. The grant application, $250. It pays for books, gas, supplies, and much more. This is for BIPOC students earning certifications in healthcare and manufacturing at Waubonsee Community College. Now, there is a link, which I will give to Gabriel. I just called you my son's name. Wow. Well, you're both about the same color. I'm going to give this to Gabriel, and Gabriel's going to put the link in here for you guys to benefit from. This is brought to us by Quad County Urban League, Waubonsee Community College, and the Aurora Regional Chamber of Commerce. Gabriel, if you'd be so kind, young man. All right. So, Tom, we talked about a lot today. I just want to reiterate to folks that March 12th is the first Java Jams.
Yes.
Very first one. They look that we'll be doing these bi-monthly, right?
Correct.
1677 Montgomery Road, which is Java Plus Coffee. Shout out to Javier and the entire family over there. They'll be bi-monthly there at 6:30 p.m.
We're going to go, this first one, it's a Sunday afternoon. So
Okay.
1 to 4.
1 to 4. Okay.
1 to 4. Figure, it's time. Most people got open, right?
Right. Sunday. Go out early, get it done, come back and chill the rest of your evening.
Exactly.
So Java Jams looks to be good. You guys will have the ability for people to bring equipment there, jam, rock out, play some music.
Exactly.
How can we help you? How can we, the show, and we, the listeners, help you in what you're doing?
Well, I would like to get people out to it. Java Plus Coffee is a super cozy, welcoming environment, and it'd be a really cozy place for, again, like anyone who maybe has some reservations about performing. It would be a great first place to come do that. Young, old, all ages are welcome. So just if we can get the word out, to maybe the community, students, whoever.
Okay.
That would be how you could help.
Do you have any flyers or anything for the event?
Yes,
Okay.
we do. So I can share those with you and then, put those out after.
Absolutely. Text a brother, send them to me.
course.
You got our email.
Yes.
Yeah, you got the email. Did you ever have stage fright? Or did you ever have any of those inhibitions when you were playing in front of audiences and things like that? And if you did, how'd you get through it?
Yeah, man, even still today, when I care about it, then you still get a little bit of those, palpitations. That's how you know you're alive and that you're good. So
Right.
it's all good. Even last night playing for the elementary school choir concert,
Right.
I got up there and I was like, man, I want this to be good for the kids. So it happens, and you go through it, and that's again what's exciting about it. Because you're a real human in the room, and they could feel that energy, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You get better at dealing with it the more you do it. But
True.
Just embrace it.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. I've tried to make it a point with all the interns who we've had on the show that, like, you know, you gotta do it, gotta work through it, and being nervous is natural. Like that's going to happen, but you can't let that knock you off your horse, because if you truly love something, I believe you will work. The days aren't going to be stormy enough for you to stop, you know? And for many people, I guess that's perhaps easier said than done. People deal with adversity in a lot of ways, and it may force them to stop doing something. But I always like to support people even at their rough times if they're doing what they love, you know. And it's about putting on a good show too, because it's for the kids who really, you know, that's who benefits from it. So they need to enjoy it. They got to love it. They got to have a good time with it and everything. People have asked why we don't talk about certain things on the show. Why you guys talk about this? We don't talk about that. Well, it's about the listeners.
Yeah.
People don't want it. Right? There's enough craziness going on. They turn on the TV, and you can see all that. War, violence, homicides. Nobody wants to hear that driving on daycare to go get their kids at 8 o'clock in the morning.
No.
Right? It's about the listeners. It's about what they want, what they need to hear, and what is going to make everything better.
Exactly. I mean, dude, I just
Or as
listening
good
to
as
this
possible.
news, I didn't even know about some of these, like those awesome, like the mentor programs and what was it, the Black Wealth.
Yep.
That's
Neighbor
so cool.
Project Fund. Yep.
So that's what we should be talking about, man. The good stuff that we're doing.
Absolutely.
So.
All the things that can bring people together. The time is 8:51. Yikes. Holy cow. All right. Brent Jimenez is here. BTP is here. Good morning, BTP. Jonathan Rosenthal is here. Good morning to you. Norma Peterson, Marissa Amoni. See you tonight at First Fridays. Are you going out tonight? You got plans?
I do. I'm playing a gig tonight up in Bannockburn, Illinois.
Bannockburn?
Yeah.
Where is that? Never heard of it.
It's way north. I think it's by Northbrook or something. It's at a Mariano's. It's with the jazz.
Oh.
So
Okay.
been doing those. It's fun, but I am bummed that I'm missing First Fridays. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah, come on out, man. Hopefully we can see you more. I mean, Java Plus is a great, dear friends, great place to start. But hopefully we can see you more out and about and everything. And if we can help you in any way to scale what you're doing, man, please just let us know. I did see somebody I had to say hi to. Where did she go? Norma Peterson. There she is. Norma Peterson's a dear friend of ours. She's the executive director of Document the Abuse. Learn about the EAA, the Evidentiary Abuse Affidavit, and how it can help you, your family, and law enforcement as well. Gloria Gerardo, Tracy Duran, and Josue Pais says the Pizza Hut. What is he talking about? The Pizza Hut.
The new seafood place. The Pizza Hut.
Duh. Yeah. I'm like, where is he? What? It's just a totally random comment. Maria Chirito, good morning to you as well. Did we forget anything? What did we forget?
I don't know. I think nothing that I know of.
Okay. All right. Gabriel Bradford, did we forget anything?
I don't believe so. I did look up the address for the Fox River Music Academy. It is 26 North Van Buren.
Nice.
Good job, young man. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
If you can put that in the chat and you get the link for the student grants, thank you very much. Bundle up and see you tonight. Enjoy toasty, warm indoor activities at First Fridays. Live music at the venue, too. Suggested donation is $5, so it's a great night to check it out if you haven't been. Thanks, Tom and Curtis. No doubt. No doubt. Maria Torito, good morning. Well, Tom, it was great to have you on the show. I think that, so we've been blessed to have a new staff member. Her name is Alexa. She's part of our team. She's a student, and she's also a member of the Alive Teen Center's Teen Advisory Board. If it's okay, I'd like to have her reach out, maybe schedule a day for us to come there and you know, do a little ditty.
That'd be awesome.
See what's happening up at the Fox River Academy.
Love that.
Maybe make some YouTube exclusive content, Gabriel, right?
Yeah.
You know, go in there and get a little on-site interview.
Yeah, we did that for the Downtown Aurora's Cocoa Crawl. And
that was a good
it was
one.
a YouTube exclusive, so you can only find out on our YouTube channel. So a little shameless plug for the YouTube. Go check us out there. We have exclusive only, YouTube only, exclusive content there. So if you are not already subscribed, you better get subscribed.
That's right. All right. Well, the time is 8:54 a.m. I think that I'm going to use just the next couple of... Gabriel, take me to a commercial. I'm going to use just about 2 minutes of your time, ladies and gentlemen, to tell you something very important. You know, this was on my mind. You know, it's been on my mind now since the beginning of the year. And it's something that I believe is unique to Aurora. I think that the city right now is, my words, not Gabriel's or Thomas's, I think that the city right now is at an inflection point. What does that mean? What's an inflection point? Well, an inflection point is the moment where I can look and see what I did, and I can also see where I'm going. I can see what I've been through. I can see what's about to come. And at the same time, I'm able to look at myself and judge, am I ready for that next step or am I not? Am I prepared to go forward or do I still got something to do? And I really do believe the city is at an inflection point. We have a number of positive initiatives going on in the city. Everything from blood drives to coat drives. Michael Rayford, send me the flyer again. To First Fridays, a revamped alley art experience, which encompasses way more territory on Downer than it ever used to. And I want to implore all of you listeners to pitch in. Let's work together, right? If you see something, say something. That's typically associated with safety. Let's take that from the safety box, put that on the everything box. If you see a blood drive going on, text it to your friend. If you hear about coat drive happening or canned goods we need, tell somebody about it. If you're able to do any small thing to help an organization or a person who works in the organization, please do it. Because this is that time where people aren't talking about what Aurora used to be anymore. I don't hear that. I don't know if you guys, I don't hear that anymore. I was at Olive Garden not that long ago. Where you guys? Aurora? Yeah. Good things happening down there. You know, that's not how the conversations used to be. Remember? The conversation was Aurora. Ooh, I don't know. Kind of sketchy. People aren't saying that anymore. So let's stop looking back, right? Let's just get ready. Let's stay prepared. Let's stay motivated. Let's stay helpful to each other. And let's do what we can to move the proverbial ball forward for the entire city. I took an extra minute with that. It's 8:57. Yeah. All right. Sir, you can bring us back, bro. Yeah. Thank God for Gabriel Bradford. There used to be a time when I had to do all that.
Man.
And people would be like, Curtis is changing the kid. I'm going to take myself to a commercial. Why is he saying that? He just the show ends on a positive note. What is your message today to the people of Aurora?
Man. Okay. Well, everyone's got their own. I'll back this up a little bit. I'm thinking.
You're good,
I'm formulating. Again. First time in podcast. just want to let everyone know. Okay.
Walking through it.
So yeah, I mean, everybody has their own voice, right? No one sounds exactly like anybody else, right? You can all tell the difference between my voice, Curtis's voice, Gabriel's voice, and all the other voices that have been on the show. So that's just one of the examples to show that every person who's ever been born is important, special, and unique. So no matter who you are, if you're hearing this, you're important, you matter, and we want to hear your voice, and we want to see you. So, yeah, that's what I'd like to send you out on.
Absolutely. Much appreciated, brother. Much appreciated. Wise and helpful words from Mr. Thomas Hartnett of the Fox River Academy, located in Oswego. Please get to know the Fox River Academy, Tom, and what he does there at the Academy. And also stay tuned for the very first Java Jams, which will be taking place March 12th, 1 to 4 p.m. That's a Sunday at Java Plus, located at 1677 Montgomery Road. Please support this if you can. And also, I have information about the next forum coming up for the League of Women Voters, which is going to be February 8th, I believe. I will post that later today. We hope that you all have a blessed, wonderful, positive, and very enlightened weekend. We will see you back here on Monday morning for more Aurora, more news, and more everything. Take care of yourself and each other.